Audience at home, there's a timer in the corner. Please don't go anywhere. We're counting down. We'll be with you shortly. We're doing production stuff behind the scenes. Don't go anywhere. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna take us in. I'm gonna kick us off.
Okay. Could you wait like 5 seconds while I go?
Okay. For Tetcher's
Alright.
hot as balls moment, we will wait to start the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be right back. Thank you.
Okay. So it's just me. You've just got me. We've got another minute. I prematurely almost started this this cast early a couple of times there. So for those of you joining in early, you did see behind the scenes, you were seeing the magic as we set things up. It was quite funny. But yes, we're just waiting a couple of moments and then we'll get this show done. Do you know what? I did, and I definitely like being called Sweetie. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. All right, well, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Halloween, and to my left this time...
Me! I am the Tetcher! The one, the only. If you Google it, ignore the Margaret Thatcher pictures and ignore it trying to tell you that I am Teacher, because they're both wrong.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, it's a pleasure to finally be casting with you and to have you here, Tetcher, for sure, for sure. And,
I'm more than happy to be here, dude. We've been talking so much about doing stuff together, and we're finally getting the chance, and it feels so good. Hell yeah, my man.
Exactly that. So delighted to, for sure. And with any luck, we'll make this a regular thing. So that's the thing. I'm aiming for Sundays. I think you are as well. I don't know.
Most of the time, I'm pretty good Sundays, so can definitely work around that.
Oh, well, that should be all right then. That should be all right. So, what have we got today? We've got Division 3. We're doing Heroes Lounge, and it's an exciting series we've got up ahead here because I cast this team. I think it was Saturday. Mold Level Rising against the Naughty Otters, and Mold Level Rising won on a clean sheet, 2-0, and they did quite well.
Nice.
It was quite convincing victory in the second game. First game, they were doing Towers of Doom and they were winning totally throughout the whole game, and then honestly it got down to 1 hit point, and they had something like 26 hit points on their core, and it went to like 2-1. I was like, how is this but they did win, and it was fantastic. So it was really exciting. So I would say that this series could be quite close. There's no clear underdog here.
Yeah, both these teams have managed to play one series so far in Heroes Lounge Division 3. Both of them are on 1 win, so no matter what, this is going to affect the very top of the table. But like you said, both of them have a win, very good match by Mold already. So hopefully, this is an exciting match, and maybe we'll see some incredible games. I'm excited.
Well, for sure. So I think our teams are just getting ready now. So I'm just taking us through to the map selection screen now, so that we can see what's going on there. It's a different map pool this time, because as you may be rapidly becoming aware, Tetcher, this is a new season of Heroes Lounge.
Yeah.
And we're in round 2. I didn't realise this last week and made a fool of myself, which is, to be fair, quite common.
What did you do?
Well, I put up the wrong map pool and was rooting for maps that weren't even available.
Yeah, what's in the map pool? I think, Gardens in the map pool?
It is, yes,
right?
yes, yep.
And Hanamura isn't, I think.
I'm looking at my screen right now just to double check, but yes, Hanamura is not.
Okay, so yeah, it's different to the ladder map pool, definitely.
So we've got Volskaya, Garden of Terror, Towers of Doom. We've got Sky Temple, Infernal Shrines, because you can't have a series of Heroes of the Storm without Infernal Shrines.
Oh hell yeah, it's one that and Cursed Hollow are the best maps.
Yeah, Cursed Hall is in, and so is Dragonshire and Alterac Valley. So, what's happening here is Cake Bomb, who I believe is the team captain of Not Even Klaus, has requested a couple more minutes. I know, right? I like it. The only Klaus I know is the fish in American Dad.
I am very glad I'm not the only one who made that collection. That and there was I can't remember which sketch comedy show in the UK it was, but one of them did Santa Claus, which I thought was quite amusing. But yeah, I like it. It's already good. Also, Cake Bomb very much reminds me of Tom Scar, so I don't know if he just has a secret hero's career or whether it's just a nice coincidence.
Oh, I'm being told by Feng Shen NL that Garden of Terror, despite me looking at the map rules before this cast, I genuinely did. I went, I'm not going to get it wrong this week. I went and checked the official website for the rules, and I'm being told by Feng Shen NL that this is the wrong map pool for EU. Apparently, Garden of Terror got swapped out for Braxis Holdout this season.
Wait, something on the Heroes Lounge website isn't up to date?
Oh! You're calling them out. You're calling them out. Right. Well, I'm gonna have to change that now. So right, hold on. Now that I have been called out. So which one? Garden of Terror. Garden of Terror is out.
Terror for Braxis, which I'm actually happy about. I do prefer casting Braxis games to Garden games. It is a lot more fun. The rotations are a lot more interesting, and you get to see a lot more heroes you don't see normally in terms of the actual PvE wave clear heroes are a lot more effective.
Oh my gosh! Right, let's. Oh, hang on, Jinxie Cat. 10 points. Fantastic. In fact, I better not say 10 points because there is actually points that you can get on this channel. But yeah, Jinxie Cat for subscribing. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. I see lots of pictures of you on Twitter and things like that, but we have very few actual IRL interactions, so it's great to see you in the stream. So
she is feet away from me at this point.
She?
Under covers. Oh yeah, this desk is literally set up at the end of the bed. So if I just look here in between the two monitors, she's maybe like 8 feet away.
Oh my gosh. What a character. What a character. But anyway, through the magic of production, if I go over now. Yes, there we go. Braxis Holdout is now on the selection, and Garden is out. Garden is out. Although I never get to see Garden played competitively very often.
Are you sad about this fact?
Well, so at the Masters Clash last year, when I was in Paris, backstage I was standing with Mene and Schwimpy from Fnatic at the time, and Schwimpy and Mene were discussing what maps they were going to go to, and Schwimpy straight away goes, "I want to go play Garden of Terror," and Mene goes, So you're gonna face me on Sky Temple? And then he goes, "Oh no, okay, all right, we banned Sky." okay. So basically both those got kind of ruled out, and I remember sitting at the side thinking, I'd really like to see that Garden game actually. I wonder how it would go.
One of my favorite interactions I've ever seen was it was mid-season Brawl 2017, and I was backstage and the players were doing their map bans. And it was the Fnatic versus, at the time, MVP Black game, I think.
MVP Black. I would have killed for that. That'd be brilliant.
It was good, but just hearing they were just doing the map bans. I wasn't casting it, and they go over and MVP Black's bad. I think it was Tomb, because at the time Fnatic were running like Lunara on Tomb with just a massive wave clear. and Quacknix and SMA. It's just like, bro, what?
I mean,
really upset at him.
He would. Quacknix wouldn't be able to cope with that very well, I don't think. Oh man,
I think that was the same series where that was BlizzCon where he got dragged. Dahaka dragged out a Falstad flying mid.
Oh, fuck. Wait, Quacknix died to a Falstad?
No, he was the Falstad.
I was
so
waiting to
it
say,
was,
'cause he's
I
famously
think it was at
Falstad.
BlizzCon 4 years ago now,
Mhm.
where he always did the exact same thing on Dragonshire, where you'd fly mid as Falstad, it was Q build at the time, and you'd stack Q as everyone came through the gate, and you get like 4 or 5 stacks. But what ended up happening instead was Falstad flying in, Dahaka immediately burrowing mid, dragging Falstad into towers and killing him. So Quacknix got killed by Dahaka in like 4 seconds.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall just to see his face. He would have.
He did the exact same thing every single game, and it was the first time he was punished. I was shocked it took that long.
That is so funny. That is so funny. So we've got our first ban in there. It looks like
Nice.
not even Klaus have taken out Volskaya Foundry, so we're not going to be seeing that map. I'm being told as well, by the way, I'm saying being told, I'm reading here, that Timmers, who's representing Mod Level Rising, they're going to have first pick in the draft when we get into the first game here.
Gotcha.
But
Also, what I'm reading is I'm jabroni today. The Rock has put me down.
Yep. So it would appear I've got 2 bots operating on this channel, and one of them is incorrect. So we've got another ban there. We're not going to be seeing Sky Temple, which is fairly common. I don't think.
It's so weird that it used to be always in the 3 rotation, where it used to be like Infernal, Cursed, and then either Sky or Battlefield. And those are the main 3. The main 4, sorry. But now it's just like the most hated map.
Yeah, it is. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. But speaking of something nobody else wants at the moment is apparently Braxis Holdout. And I went to all the effort of putting it on screen as well. Oh my gosh.
Ripperoni. Oh well, it happens.
Ripperoni. Hey, so where about in America are you right now, by the way? I was meaning to ask that earlier.
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. It's really hot.
Well, so that's why I was going for that, because I just put a little desk fan on, and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? I bet you're a million times worse.
Yeah, we have as I told you before we started, the air conditioning here is broken, and hopefully they're getting it fixed really soon, because it's like 100 Fahrenheit almost every day. Which is something in Celsius. I've been out of the country for a while, like 36 to 39 Celsius.
39 Celsius. That's
it's really, really hot. We have a pool here, which is nice, which I've immediately proceeded to burn myself by being inside because I'm British and pale.
Oh my, well, hey, British. This is cool. So I'm being... for the viewers on screen there, you got to see what was going on there. So we got another ban there. Tomb of the Spider Queen's out for this series as well. And we're going to Alterac Pass as picked by...
that's actually kind of interesting. I like that. We didn't see any of that in like Don't Panic, and it's actually been a bit of a rarer pick recently due to the new tower changes, making it really hard to actually use the objective. So kind of cool to see that pop up.
So let me see if I can... Right, if you right-click on... In fact, can I... There you go.
I'm in. I'm on your friends list. I can just join off you.
There you go. You're in. We're friends. Friends!
Hacking noises intensify. I'm in.
So, I'm just going to put my light up there for a bit there. There we go. So, exciting stuff. So, we're just waiting for the opponents to get started. Alterac Pass as well. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I like
absolutely.
I like this. So I was saying briefly earlier, Gabriel, because I mentioned this last week. He played on Lord of the Pings in Heroes Lounge Season 2 and got into the finals and was going to win Heroes Lounge. So like he's Div 1 top end really, and he's got a couple of teammates with him. Netterbeck, Sonic, Mustard, etc. They're all masters, right? But there was a point maybe a year and a half ago or so, where I was actually asking Gabriel, I was saying, why do I not see you with some of the other big names? Because you yourself will be used to seeing Wit and Galnagunnar and some of these big name players, Berghult, and characters that are steamrolling through Division S, DNA Galaxy, all these names, right? And I says, why don't I ever see you in the games with these guys? And he goes, well, I just, I'm happy where I am. And he was happy enough competing in Heroes Lounge kind of Division 1 to 2 kind of area, and wasn't willing to push into that gap that existed between, at the time, HTC and Division 1 Heroes Lounge, because there was teams in that gap that were actively scrimming, training, and really pushing towards completing the Open Division and getting into HTC and stuff. But I never saw Gabriel push through that. He didn't try. Now, I personally believe he was capable of it, and I think that some of his teammates could have done that, but they just, I don't know, it just never happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I found really interesting about the Open Division for HGC at the time, was we only really had like 3 to 4 each round Heroes Lounge teams from Division 1 that actually entered as their Heroes Lounge teams. A lot of the players would split off and do different stuff, but you could absolutely see the difference between the players who were there to enjoy the Heroes Lounge environment and the ones who were looking to try and make this a thing. I think the flexibility that Heroes Lounge offers and the fun attitude that it offers is very appealing to people.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, it says at the top of the screen right now, it's the way the game's meant to be played, for sure. So, I mean, because the thing that I think many players discover very quickly when they go into Heroes Lounge is that Storm League isn't the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's so different. Like I'm not a great player. I'm definitely on the lower end when it comes to casters play level. But while I've been over here, I've been filling in on scrims with an NGS team. And it's been so different. It's really fun. And I was told after a couple games, just like, you need to communicate. You've got Storm League attitude. And it took me a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing to carry a game as opposed to playing to be in a team.
Do you know what? That's a totally fair point. You're not announcing your intentions and things like that.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what Heroes Lounge brings to the table, is that what the difference between unranked draft to quick match and then what Storm League is to unranked draft.
Yes.
It's that difference again, that void between Heroes Lounge, and as you climb up the divisions, it intensifies until, of course, you're in the Heroes Hype Premier League or the Division S of Heroes Lounge or All Hallows Cup if I run another one.
Hope so.
Yeah, well, as you know, we got very close before with a couple of different things before the markets collapsed and the world went on its head.
Yeah, I'm sure there could still be something.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. So I'm just quickly to remind the players, the viewers at home, of what the players are doing. This is our series here. It's going to be a best of 3 between these two Division 3 teams here. We're not going to see any of the maps that are banned, and we're going to see the one right now that we're moving into. Okay.
Heading into Alterac Pass, ladies and gentlemen, and we're jumping right in. We're seeing on the left-hand side going to be Mold Level Rising with first pick, first ban. Not even Klaus on the right, ready to try, and both teams move themselves into first place in Division 3 in Heroes Lounge.
So that's what they're playing for here. This is the first place game.
Yes, because there's like 5 teams tied on 1 win because there's only 5 games. Each team has only played 1 game.
Sure, yeah, because we're right at the beginning of this season. So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I've just started a contest there. So if you want to place your bets on Mold Level Rising winning this first game of the series, type !bet space A space the amount of points that you would like to bet. However, if you think not even Klaus, named after an orange goldfish from American Dad, will win game number 1, it's !bet space B space the amount of points that you would like to bet. There you go.
Also, Forest Drunk is one of my new favourite player names of all time. Very much behind that. We're starting off with normal band. Johanna, who's been dominating the tank pools recently, is going to be removed pretty quickly. And Greymane, again, who has had a massive pick rate in any of the pro games we've been seeing as well, getting taken out very fast.
Deathwing as well. Where no one wants to mess with Deathwing. No one wants to mess with Deathwing.
Why would they not want to mess with Deathwing?
Especially on this map. I mean, it's a global, and he has global potential, as does ETC actually.
He does. Zul gets snuck through the ban somehow, though. ETC 100% screams to me, and I'm sure you can tell me more about this. ETC 100% screams more of a target ban, because he really hasn't been that high in priority recently.
Yeah, so Gabriel is an absolute machine at playing ETC, so that is very much a target ban against him. And the tweet that I put out yesterday announcing us casting together today, I put hashtag, did you see that mosh? That's literally Gabriel's battle cry. That is his battle cry.
That makes sense to me.
Oh, I'm just being corrected, and I'm so... Oh no, I can't change it. Right, guys, the in-game audio I need to change, but I can't do it right now whilst we're in the draft.
Can you not open settings in draft?
Apparently not.
Yes, you can. It's escape instead of F10 in draft.
You mean it's F10? No.
No, it's escape instead of F10.
No, it's not letting me do it.
Oh.
It's not letting me do it.
Control S?
No, I think that's turning it on and off. I need to change the audio output. That's what it is.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, yeah.
Production.
Seconds to do that. Production. So interesting enough here, the Rhaegar being picked up is not unusual at all. Seeing that very early in the draft, it is the top support at the moment, and stealing it away from that Zul due to the whole Bloodlust being the meta comp at the moment is interesting. However, Chromie with that, Chromie is a bit more of an unconventional Bloodlust hero, which makes me wonder if they're just going to have Chromie as just that extra siege material which won't synergize with the Bloodlust, or whether they're actually going to deviate from the norm these days and go for an Ancestral game.
Well, I mean, Chromie can poke for days. That's the thing, you see. So
yes, absolutely.
On this objective, she can just keep it going and ticking for relative safety for a very long time. Also, I mean, that temporal loop could be very interesting.
Very true.
Bringing targets in. We'll have to see what their...
loop.
I was going to say we'll have to see what their God of War Ares has got to say about that.
Well, we've already someone being able to pull them back in. We've seen another chain hero. This is only the solo laner, and we have seen a bit of a rise of Sonya, especially with Thrall being banned out. Rexar is also quite high up at the top level, but Blaze still very solid. And with Blaze and Nubarak together, that is an incredibly high crowd control comp, but does actually make me believe that they will be going for more of an ancestral style due to the paper mache-ness of a Nubarak.
Paper mache-ness? That is an adjective and a half, by the way. Fantastic. Oh, here's Jimmy Rayner. Jimmy Rayner coming in there from Timmers.
And Malfurion. Again, second highest in terms of support priority at the moment. They don't really have anyone who'd synergize with the Ana, who might be one of those other big picks right now. So instead, the Malfurion makes a lot of sense. We're going to be seeing Zul in the off lane as opposed to main tank, though. That is a definite deviation from the norm. Blaze is going to be able to keep up with that wave clear quite effectively, and we might see Zul get shut down a bit on the push. And I'm curious to see whether we'll be going for the slow-based Q build that we've seen a couple players running, or whether we will stick with the multi-cleave build for full tank Zul. Zagara, though, has thrown everything on its head, because Zagara could also solo lane here, and if she lanes against Zul, she will outrange him and actually have a reasonable game.
Well, you got to tell me, out of these two competitors, which draft do you prefer? Who do you
100% Klaus.
Oh, really? Really?
It's a much more standard draft. I'm really concerned about Zagara's damage output, being able to keep up with everyone else in this game. Sorry, Mad Level Rising. Sorry, I got the teams the wrong way around. Mad Level Rising 100% because I'm concerned about Klaus's damage output with Zagara. She might win the lane, and they have a lot of harassment, but everything actually just a solid working draft on the side of Mold Level Rising. So I'm definitely leaning more towards them, especially as a Nubarak is going to struggle a lot into Reyna, who can just melt the Beetle. So I'm definitely leaning more towards Mold.
Okay, because I when you were saying I back Zagara to win this whole game, I was like, this is very much a
There's
surprise.
a chance they might be able to do it with split push, because obviously Zagara has gained a little bit of strength recently due to the fact that towers are strong now, so blasting them from range is actually a big deal.
Oh, I've just this second realised something. Hold on.
Okay, remember to fix the sound.
Yes, I fixed the sound. We're grand. We're grand. Okay, welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 of our Best of 3 series, featuring our boys in blue. On the left, it's Mauled, level rising. We've got Timmers playing Raynor. We've got 00 Sonic playing Malfurion. We've got not ETC. It's Muradin this time, getting played by Gabriel. Netterbeck playing Lady Sylvanas. And who could forget Mustard, who's playing Zul. Tetcher.
On the right-hand side, it's not even Klaus, with Exxon Sinawolf, who's going to be playing the Anubarak. Ares on the Blaze. We have Inks Bam. I'm going to butcher... Sorry, Lynx. That's an L, isn't it? Yep. Lynx Bam playing the Chromie. And one of my favourite names, Forest Drunk, on that Zagara, finishing off with Lynx Cake Bomb. Going to be playing that Rhaegar.
That was a solid effort there, Tetcher. Solid effort. Hey, listen, we guaranteed entertainment to the viewers at home, and
absolutely. I mean, it's been consistent that casters can't pronounce players' names. It is a consistent thing. We have to be told by them usually.
I'm quite pleased with that. I'm quite pleased with that. So that's cool. So if I get a look at their level 1s here, is there anything that's jumping out to you in terms of builds already?
We're absolutely seeing Shackler coming in for Zul, which is definitely a bit more out of the ordinary. That cooldown reduction on Bone Armor is nice and will keep Zul that little bit more sustained. But the fact that he's not going for Backlash into Blaze the Nubarak, a very tanky frontline, means he is missing out on a fair amount of damage. And Shackler, of course, being the main target if he intends on going melee, which does make me believe he may in fact be going for this more slow-based build with Q and slowing skeletons with the Decrepify.
Sure. There's a lot of kind of variation on Might of the Banshee Queen versus the Quest on Sylvanas at level 1 as well.
We've been seeing a lot more of this level 1 as opposed to the stacks recently, but on this map and against the Zagara, I can see why you would prefer the W.
Sure. I'm already seeing Gabriel having to rotate up to level 1, up to the top lane, sorry, to help Zul. They're not managing to... he's not able to push that Zagara back in lane. She's really being a lane bully, which was what she was designed to do, really, I think.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even hate if Timmers was to actually swap with Zul. If Zul was to rotate with Sonic so that they could just try and get some multi-lane wave clear. And Raynor, with that Exterminator, just destroyed that top lane. Because he will be able to clear the lane fast enough to lane against Zagara without too much trouble.
I mean... Oh my gosh, Netterbeck taking all 3 shots there. Oh, they get first blood! They take Zagara right out of the lane. Wow.
Able to get the double roots there. Locked down, picked off. Very easy kill at the start. Zagara using that range to advantage a bit too much, realizing thinking she might be safer than she actually is, gets punished.
Wow. So, I mean, the thing is, at the very beginning of this, you said, well, I think the underdogs in this game is probably Mauled level rising, because not even Klaus are looking really strong right now. But here we go. Underdogs coming out with some neat tricks already.
Looking good right now. They're on even wins in the tournament, but like you said already, we already have seen some incredible play. Mauled level rising with that slight lead, not even Klaus are able to grab their camp a little bit later. This will actually be beneficial for them as long as they don't push up too far, as they can defend under towers. In fact, though, they might not have that chance because they've overextended, and here we see the squishiest of Anubarak in effect, tries to tunnel away but dies to that Shadow Dagger of Netterbeck.
Wow, I mean that's not what you want at the start of the objective, and they've now got a talent disadvantage as well. So it's a double stinger.
It's gotta be a problem here. We are seeing Zul going for that main tank build here, so he just went for the slow to try and keep pressure onto those enemy tanks instead of the backlash. And we are seeing Sylvanas going with that festering wounds as opposed to the more standard cooldown reduction on that Shadow Dagger. But it is going to allow a lot more burst damage, especially if you combine it. If she lives, does not get Dice to Feral Lunge, but if you combine it with that later talent of the with the wind, Windrunner, she might be able to get some incredible burst damage onto those backliners like Chromie.
Okay, well it looks like we're about to see our counter-attack come from Not Even Klaus. They're gonna strike whilst they've got the 5v4 advantage. The Treant acting as MVP, defending that that base there.
Noob, nice tunnel out there. Forces out the cleanse, though, of Rhaegar in order to make sure that Wolf is able to get out of there. Muradin, by the way, give him the axe, going for that little bit more burst damage. Really wants to get stuck in, and the Thunderburn. No full burst builds that we used to see a little bit maybe 3 or 4 months ago coming in this time. GC Blaze, charge in. That is a surround and a half. Temporal Loop at level 8 for Chromie, and Mustard is gonna be deleted.
Do you know, I've really got to give a shout out to Lynx Yabam here, because this Bam character that's playing Chromie really has been hitting his sandblasts, just not missing anything. And
yeah, I saw the first push. Sylvanas, like you mentioned earlier, got hit by all 3 at one point. It was really rough.
Yeah, I mean, Chromie's hitting everything, and we've all seen what Piercing Sands can do late game.
Oh yeah.
And if she's already preempting positioning like at this level, pre-10, late game Chromie is going to be devastating. So, you know, I think some of the viewers were already saying in chat here, like, how does the red team kill anything ever? You know, but and some of the people were speculating that level 16 on Zagara will make a difference. But Chromie,
beautiful. I don't know if you just saw that, but Nedabek with the haunting wave to get out of the temporal loop, perfectly timed.
Well, they've managed to defend yet again. Level 10's just round the corner here. Just waiting to see them pop in. It's perfectly timed.
Gonna be seeing Tranquility, keeping everyone alive. That little bit of extra healing. There is, as we called at the start, the ancestral healing wailing arrow cleanse used onto a Nubarak. He is caught with the silence though. Chromie in the route on the run. Hyperion chasing down. Muradin tries to dive in as the Skeletal Mages try to cut off the escape, and they do get Cake Bomb with Wolf barely able to get out of dodge, and somehow Chromie lived.
That is incredible. I was literally gritting my teeth going, Chromie, no! But, oh no, and that's it! Overcommitted by peeking her face through that bush. That's it. Do not pass go, do not collect T100.
We're seeing a Nida Swarm coming in for Zagara. No wombo potential here, being that she is one of the only 2 damage dealers on this team, and the other one is Chromie. So it looks like they're planning to play the map a little bit more. And again, with that Zagara range, it might work out, but they've got to actually make sure they have enough kill potential to end the game. But it looks like forts and keep split push may be the aim of the game here.
Well, that's what the audience were asking earlier on. They said, you know, the red team are really going to struggle to kill anything, and they're already starting to take talent choices, which are taking even more damage potential away from themselves. So that's going to be difficult for them, I think. But if there was a map to win on macro, it could be this one.
Gabriel gets freaking blasted by the towers, but finally with Sylvanas Black Arrows active, they're going to push up and try and take this. Blaze with the stun, but no fort follow-up, as Sylvanas is now in play. This will force Ares to back up as Gabriel is beginning to cut off the escape. In comes Cake Bomb. Will be here with the save. That is a bunker. Gonna be dropped. Weird bunker, but it is there. Temporal Loop gonna be dropped onto Gabriel. There was nowhere near enough damage to kill him, though. Gabriel will get out, takes a couple of fort shots, but will survive.
It's such a shame because Chromie's doing such a good job. Bam, absolutely hitting everything he can, but it's just not enough. Gabriel's a big meaty boy. Look at his health.
He's 100% gone the right build here, going for that avatar, going for the full sustain. He's 100% done it right here. He knows that the only way the enemy team are going to be able to win is by catching someone, and with him being the person the most far forward, he is the person with the best chance of being caught in that temporal loop. But it is still concerning. I'm just worried they don't have enough DPS to finish anyone off, especially a Nubarak. If they can get onto Sylv, and when her Haunting Wave is already up, which will get harder as the game goes on with Windrunner being taken later, then we may see some kills picked up. Reyna has that armor. He's going to be harder to pick up as well. This is just looking like a problem. The kill potential is really a struggle.
It is. I mean, you're not wrong there, Tetcher. You're not wrong there at all. The one saving grace I've got to say here, though, is that was a very good defense. They structurally are still in the game. They're not getting catapult pressure or anything. So that was a very good defense. One that I didn't think they would pull off.
completely agree. They have a little bit of wave clear. Rhaegar with the lightning shield, of course, is fantastic. They have Zagara and Blaze. They can hold lanes, but considering how rough that was, and you're against a Sylve and a Zul and an Exterminator Reyna, of course, they pulled off a miracle defense. This was very impressive.
For sure, for sure. Wolf looking for a target, not finding one. They were doing a 4v2 rotation and not getting a kill. Not great, not ideal. But that's the next objective phase now, already up. Both teams speculating about going down for a fight. They're on the same talents. It's neck and neck for experience. This game is still very, very close, actually.
It is, but we need to see that PvE effectiveness starting to come into play for Klaus here. They have so much potential with this Zagara, but they cannot fight anymore. Speaking of Zagara, might be dead, gets away, see you later, into the Nidus Worm. But right now, they can't fight anymore. Zul is basically full build. If they take team fights, he's going to be unkillable. Muradin now has healing static. They can't take these fights. You can see the cocoon being dropped. This is not about a fight. This is about disengaging. And we do see Wolf able to get out of there. That is a very good disengage. And they force out quite a few heroics doing it. But how long can they delay now, Halloween?
Well, I'm not sure, because it looks like Wolf's diving straight into that team. He gets a 3-man stun. Zagara's now trying to back out to position where she can deal her range damage.
That was a clutch time trap by Chromie, holding it together. Temporal loop just to hold Muradin in their place. They're going to try and turn it. There's the cleanse. Is it enough to finish off Gabriel? Full retreat. They get him with Chromie.
This is massive. This is huge for the red team here. Not even Klaus managing to take Gabriel off the board is massive news. Look at them running in terror, unsure as to where to go without their notable leader to take them through this battle.
All you have to do to kill someone on the side of Mold Level, all you have to do is to kill a member of Mold Level Rising is hold them in place for 8 seconds. If you can do that, you may have enough DPS. But in this case, Ares getting still bullied a bit by Sylvanas in that bot lane. But you can see they're not capitalizing on the objective. They're trying to capitalize on experience and race to level 16.
Yeah, I mean, Zagara's considering taking camps, and they're thinking macro again. Is that the way to win this map, Tetcher? Is that the hope for not even Klaus?
I mean, I think it might be. Mold Level Rising, they do just win fights. The only reason that one sort of fell apart is because Zul did not step up as far as he needed to protect Muradin. Muradin is a good tank, but he can't do it alone, much like most tanks in this game. They need someone to take the pressure off at least a little bit. So Zul pulling back there put Muradin in danger, and that was a move that was punished. But that won't keep happening. They can't afford to consider themselves lucky, because they have to start making moves their own. Zagara gonna Nidus Worm back down. They're gonna try and take a fight more as a delay tactic by the looks of it, but they gotta make some plays. Here come the Banelings, but without that extra range, that will not interrupt the channel.
They were very close to interrupting Mustard there, but Chromie just missed. Just missed there. They're getting a lot of damage. The Hyperion managing to AoE the entire team here.
Moving in, Ares can try and delay. Sylve with the Shadow Dagger, spreading area. Once again, look at this. Gabriel is far forward. Where's Zul? He's in the backline. He's gone full tank build and is not making the most of it. Raider's getting bodied here. Great silence by Sylve, though. That's a one fight, and that is the issue. Muradin goes down. Ares is too low. Great shield by Rhaegar might be enough to save him, though. But look at the health bars on the side of Mold Level Rising. There's not a hope. Ares going to be chased down. Once again, Time Trap saves the day.
Yeah, Chromie MVP for the second time in a row, managing to time trap to save someone's life. There was also a very, very crucial stun from Ares to try and protect Rhaegar as well. But it wasn't enough, and objective number 2 falls in favour of Mold Level Rising.
It's so strange here. Again, I understand they're trying to delay, but they're committing way too much to every single delay. They're not getting the PvE value they have. They haven't gone for any damage buffing stuff on Zagara. Didn't even go to put a percentage damage on Zagara, which could have allowed them to turn this onto Muradin. They've gone for PvE, and yet they're not playing the map. They're going to move into the defensive position right now with that infest from Zagara. They will be able to clear that a little bit faster, but this is starting to become a big problem.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. Zagara's Nidus Worms, which she had all over the map, are now rapidly disappearing as the opposing team move in on their base.
towers value there. Mustard is sent back to the fridge as we will see that lane getting cleaned up. We see a Nubrak currently dealing with top lane as well. Bot lane about to become dead though. It is getting absolutely pushed in. Sylvanas is able to clear out everything in its way. All 3 forts are down.
Timur's taken another blast from Bam there, but not enough to finish him. This is the DPS problem we've been discussing this whole game. Oh my. Sent back to the fridge. I love that.
I'm glad you like it. 100% seriously, they've got to change something. This is not a fight they're going to be able to win. I'm looking at the level 20s that they could be taking, and there's nothing that springs to mind. All I can think of is Zagara going Fury of the Storm to get extra DPS, and that talent is garbage. So all I can think of is going that and just going for the extra split push value with that, and at least having that tiny bit of extra damage in the fight. But finally, we're seeing them push the map, but guess what's going to happen here? They're going to get ganked, at least 2 people are going to die, and they're probably going to be in a situation where they might lose a keep. Blade's going to try and turn it as they go for the full retreat, but good Skeletal Mages to cut off the retreat.
Oh my gosh, this is it. It's make it or break it. They've clumped together. In comes an Ancestral, managing to save Blaze. Signer Wolf looking for an option here. Temporal Loop, bringing back Sonic. They're very lucky.
Threading the needle there with that dash. Gets out. Zagara snuck away in all the chaos. Wow, that was quite the escape there. They weakened to 4 finally, but that's not going to happen again. They're not going to be able to get away with that level of move. They've got to start split pushing, and you can see Zagara doing exactly that.
Just call her Harry Houdini, because that was some serious escapology to get out of that without a death. It's level 19 to 19. Storm Talon's just round the corner here, but they've essentially just given a free boss here.
Yep, they did some damage. They're going to try and trade it, but oh boy, this is a slow start. They do have Zagara here. They do have Rhaegar, who does have some good burst. They should get this,
yeah,
but they started this very late. They've lost a lot of time on the map by doing this.
They're going to have to go back to their core, defend against the other boss, but by doing so, they've given up the objective. Oh my, what do you do, Tetcher? Yeah. What do you do if you are not even Klaus right now?
As strong as the objective used to be, it is not as strong as it was. Also, they did go Fury of the Storm on Zagara to just try and get any extra damage. I don't hate it. It's not a good talent, but it might actually be the best option here. But you're going to see them. They're going to abandon the boss. Again, towers are able to protect against the objective that little bit more, but when you're down to keeps, you've got to keep the control of the map. The boss will get this keep, most likely. There are minions defending it. They're going to send people back. It's too late, though. Boss will get the keep, but they have to be able to defend multiple lanes in the meantime. However, their boss was also able to get their first keep of the game. They've got Mercenaries pushing in mid lane, but those will be cleaned up very quickly. It is yet another slow loss for not even Klaus, and that's what's been happening all game. But they have taken a fort, and that's important, because all it takes now is for them to win one fight with their new Fury of the Storm. And if they could do that,
yeah,
there's a chance they could rush core, especially with the Blaze Bunker upgrade, which can actually give a huge amount of damage output.
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. It's 5 takedowns to 4, so it's not out with the realms of possibility that their team fight could get them some kills. If they get some kills with Infest on Zagara, yeah, that's some killer pressure. It could happen. It's not out with the realms of possibility. They could take this game.
The boss and the minions actually just doing good damage to bottom keep as well. Sylvanas has been sent down to deal with this. That's how bad it was. So that is an endgame condition. Again, it's only going to take one win. The slow and steady strat, they're going to try and blow up Zul here, but none of the damage dealers are in position.
Yeah, and remember, you need 8 seconds of holding him in position to do any of this. Ares, you're going down. In comes Ancestral, saves his life.
Very nice. Chromie is being pressured though, and Chromie is the main damage. You can see the rewind coming in from Muradin to keep the pressure on. Bam! Able to pull back though, but it's not good enough for Rhaegar, who goes down with the anti-healing was already in play, denying a lot of his healing in the first part of the fight. Chromie is going to be finished off very quickly here, and that's probably the end game right now. We can see Anubarak getting locked down, tries to get the escape, doesn't make it over the wall, and he is eliminated. That just leaves Zagara, who there's honestly only one thing she can do now, and that's head to bot lane and push up, try and get a keep. Because otherwise, no, wait, it's not going to matter. She has to head to base, because that might be end game. If they just push... Nah, Court 4 armor will prevent that. So she gets top 4. I would like her to head bot lane right now and just get some push value very quickly if she has another Nidus Swarm, which she will in 10 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing is, that that was a very difficult team fight to watch. Because Timmers fell so low. They almost killed him. They went all in on Zool, and Gabriel just went, see ya team, dived straight over the to the back line and chased Chromie to the end of the earth. So the team fight was split in two horrible directions, and but without Chromie there to finish Timmers, they didn't get a counter kill, and it just spiraled out of control.
One more keep down, cavalry on the way. All that push they had in bottom lane has been eliminated. With one keep remaining, 2 armor sets down onto the core. This is a dangerous situation right now. You can see they focus their efforts onto the cavalry in mid and top lane first. But if they do that, they lose that keep, and that boss suddenly becomes very vulnerable. I would just abandon mid right now. It's dead. The core will kill that. They have thrown away so much time to clear out those minions on bot lane because that keep is doomed now.
Yeah. We're flying right on into the danger zone now as the entire enemy team dive on. They're diving on the boss. You got to stun them now, quick. Go
forward! The core is dying! They're finally going to make their way forward, but it's way too late! That is game number 1, going over to Mold Level Rising.
Wow! Wow! That's the wrong screen, hang on. Wow! There you go.
That was... I don't understand why they didn't move forward. It's like, I tell you what, we'll fight under the core. Did they just forget the core walks?
It moves away.
It does. It had no armor. There's so much single target damage on Reyna and Sylvanas there. They waited way too long to make that defense, and as such, they were punished for it. They went for a PvE comp and played too slowly with it. They weren't making the enemy team chase them. They were going to them.
For sure. And that, of course, means that game number 1 falls to the blue team, making it 1-0 to Mold Level Rising. So if I just bring up the chat here to see what happens, because an advantage now goes over to not even Klaus, and they get to choose the first pick in draft or choice of the battleground as their advantage. So we'll see what happens there now. They're probably going to want a couple of moments to deliberate about that loss and see if there's anything they can do to correct any mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, you can really just see where some of the issues were by looking at the damage. Sylvanas did actually have Zagara did actually have quite a lot of hero damage, but the fact is, if you look at the deaths on the other side, Muradin only had 2 deaths. If you'd gone for the percentage damage on Zagara, they had a chance of making that quite a few more. The armor is okay, and it will prevent burst, but the double frontline is really a problem. There was Zool playing very far back, and they could have used that as a punishment for Muradin, and I don't think they utilized that opportunity.
I've really got to say, though, that Chromie did the best she could. Like, absolutely. Like, there was so many shots. Yeah. It was impressive to watch.
Chromie did fantastically. There was some money cleanses coming out from Rhaegar, and I think Blaze positioned himself quite well. Everything was sort of there, but I don't agree with the assassin duo.
Yeah, I think in terms of like manageability of the team fights and things, they were doing quite well. It's just certain talent choices, I think, made them lack some damage, and that was very difficult when you were compensating against how good their opponents are. Mold Level Rising were stepping up to them. So yeah, we're just waiting to see what the teams are picking here. By the way, because I don't know if they're taking a break or something. I don't know.
I did appreciate going Fury of the Swarm. Like I said, it's a weird choice, but they needed that damage, and I appreciate the recognition from Forest Drunk that here's what we need, here's how I can do it, and I do actually like that he was able to do that at the end of the game there.
For sure. I mean, you called it. Fury of the Storm. It's coming. Is it? Is it though? And it did.
Talent. It's not a good talent, but what are the alternatives there? Going for the upgraded Nidus Worm that he isn't using?
Yeah, I guess not. Would you have taken the Infest at level 1 though, as well? Because I mean,
I liked what he did with it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I think I actually I like it nowadays because of the increased towers where they can actually target heroes, because that way, if you're being targeted by a hero or your tank is being targeted by the keep, then minions are actually your main damage source versus buildings now. So Infest actually gets a little bit more value, but there's the argument of, why not just stay further away and use Banelings? Just kill it that way and just clear the wave that way and harass the objective that way. The problem with that is you're locked in place and it's a very mana-intensive talent where you're going to be wanting to spam out those Mutalisks later in the game.
So I saw Quacknix playing Zagara recently, and I asked him about that. I says, how do you build Zagara? And he said, yeah, like the first couple of talents you're going into Banelings, and then at 16 you go Corrosive Saliva for the increased DPS, and that's what he was saying. But I think it's 50-50 and really optional about the Nidus versus the Maw kind of situation. But
yeah,
I think Maw would have been decisive in team fights in that last game. So
I can see it, especially if Rhaegar maybe went a little more lightning shield focused or damage focused to try and add that bit of extra damage. But the amount of lockdown they could have if people grouped up with Blaze Nidus, I see your point. That could have been really deadly.
So I mean, there's this scrub in the chat at the moment called Jabroni Bro, and he's saying Zag and Chromie OP Death Squad. So I mean, yeah, I can see how that would work. They come out, they get a sandblast and a big bag of sand dropped on their head at the same time. It would have been like a construction crew.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the piercing sands, if they have been able to group everyone up, if they could get that Chromie piercing sands, which, let's be honest, Bam was on point that entire game, could have easily got some really solid damage output with that against grouped up enemies. A Nubarak follow-up as well, everyone's standing still while Chromie is yeeting sand at them. It could have been good, but I like what they did with the PvE. It just, they never actually played it to the effectiveness it could be.
Oh my. So I don't know if we've got information there, do we? Oh, we do. Right. So let me come back into the screen for a second here, and
Nice.
and update this for the viewers at home. So, Timmers' team on Mold Level Rising have got first pick in the draft, and it looks like the map has been picked up by Cake Bomb on Not Even Klaus again, and they're taking us to, as Jabroni would say, you have to do this in every single series, Infernal Shrines.
Yep,
So,
it's a good map. That and Cursed are the best maps in Heroes at the moment, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Towers is maybe a close third.
So which Infernal Shrines is the best map at the moment? Is that what you're saying?
I'd say so. I'd say Infernal, Cursed, and then Infernal, Cursed, Towers. I'd say is the top three in that order.
I like Towers as well. I'm glad you said that. The scrub that we were speaking about earlier, Jabroni, he hates it. He doesn't like Towers.
Why do you hate Towers? Some of the best games of all time have been on Towers. It's always a game changer because you can't rush the core. It always means you're going to have something interesting. You're going to see either incredible macro play or some border team fights.
Yeah, no. So I'm glad you're saying that because that's how I felt about it as well. Because it's always late game exciting drama.
Yeah,
and I'm a fan of that. But he finds it bad for that very reason. That's what I think, because you could have a...
He wants to go get pizza. He's like, oh man, it's gonna be a late game, man.
I've seen him say those words. I have seen him say those words. Man, I haven't even had my dinner yet, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. Come on.
I mean, I was telling Carol like during the Don't Panic Cup, basically just saying, I don't like casting Sky that much, but when Sky Temple appears the last game in a series, I'm usually quite happy because it's usually quicker than the other maps.
Yeah, that's actually how. If I recall, I think the Masters Clash finals in Paris last year, the last match was Sky Temple, and it was like open and shut case. It was done. Like honestly, I think it was like 7 minutes, game over.
It's the biggest snowball map we have right now.
So it was disgusting, and it was exemplified. Is that the right word? It was exacerbated. Is that the, I don't know if I'm getting the term.
I need the context.
It was exacerbated by the fact that they took like loads of crazy heroes. Like I'm sure we had Samuro and we had lots of kind of memeing between the teams. Jinxie Cat is summoning you.
Yeah, she was playing with the dog.
Oh, I see. That's okay. Dogs are always good in stream.
Absolutely. There is a dog cam that we haven't set up yet, but I had a spare webcam, so we're just gonna like tape it to the bottom of the desk. The dog always sits like right here.
Dog cam. Well, one of the players in this Timmers that we're speaking about, when he streams, he has a camera. I'm going to call it cat cam and not call it what he calls it. And and he when he like if he has to go away, maybe he's got 10 minutes cooking or something that he needs to do. He'll just go straight off to the cat cam and leave it on his cat, having a nap on the chair next to him for like however long he's away, and he'll come back and he'll have more viewers.
I mean, one of my favorite casters to watch, outside of yourself, Caldor, and all that, obviously, is Baha. And he has Bandit Cam, his beautiful retriever, his black lab, that just sleeps next to his desk, and he has Bandit Cam, which I love.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. My name's Halloween, and if you're just tuning in, to my left is...
It's me, Tetcher. How you doing? We're in Heroes Lounge Division 3.
And we're bringing you game number 2 of our best of 3 series here today. This is our first duo cast together of bringing you a new series of Heroes Lounge casts together, where I think it's going to be Sundays. We're
hopefully
by the end of this stream we'll tell you when it'll be. But but this is
Thursdays are usually better for me because I'm trying to cast Valorant as well, and most of the tournaments for that are on Sundays. But when Sundays are free, I'm more than happy to jump in on them.
Well, so during lockdown, I think Thursdays could be okay.
Yeah, but afterwards,
we'll find out. So, so what's happening in the draft? What's happening in the draft, Tetcher? Talk us through it.
We are seeing some bullying on the tanks, but weird choices though. Johanna 100% makes sense in ETC as a target ban. Garrosh we've only really been seeing combined with Zarya. And that also makes sense just as a counter ban because it was so brutal last game. We do see Klaus banning out the Sylvanas.
So, just to quickly interject as well, the contest is now open, by the way. If you want to bet on our boys in blue winning game number 2 and closing out the series, you want to type into the Twitch chat !bet space A space the amount of points that you want to bet. However, if you think not even Klaus are going to win, take us to 1-1 and give us game number 3. Then you want to type !bet space B space the amount of points that you want to bet. Back to you, Tetch.
Oh, are we best of 5 or best of 3 today?
It's best of 3. Best of 3.
Oh, alright. So this in theory could be it. But we are seeing a B3 front line. Muradin Rhaegar coming in on the side of not even Klaus. Stilkov, though, going to be picked up in favor over Malfurion this time. They want someone with a little bit more quick burst, especially as Rhaegar can actually offer some burst damage on the other side. So this makes a lot more sense, but Greymane and Zool already on the board. Greymane being stolen away from the Rhaegar composition. It's looking good. We may even see a Tyrael pop up to try and support that.
I'm just trying to think what Gabriel is going to pick here as his tank, because we've kind of soaked
Not
out...
that.
Well, that's what I mean. Where do you... Stitches? Is he going to take Stitches?
A Noob's still around.
Of course, yeah.
Tyrael's still here, and Tyrael would actually be really baller with this comp. I'd like to see him play Zool as a tank, honestly, because Zool tank is good. It's potentially it's a better than offlane Zool, in my opinion. But they need something good in the offlane to make that work and match it.
Jabroni's trying to trigger me. He's trying to trigger me in the Twitch chat. Yes, if you don't know how many points you've got, type !points and it'll tell you. And if you click follow in the corner, you're immediately awarded 10 points, and then you can use that on the bets.
Ooh, that is smart. I like that they picked Leoric here, because guess what hasn't been picked and is just hovering in the ether right now? Deathwing. He was let go, and he would be that extra little health pool that would allow Zool to be that main tank, and would allow them to make that work. So Leoric, he's never a bad choice and is good on this map in general, so picking it up blindly is not bad. Mal'Ganis, though, is freaking smart. Using that as the main tank choice here gives them so much more freedom. They're low on crowd control, but they're good on disruption, which is going to allow Mephisto and Greymane here to give them a very high damage output.
Well, the chat was all saying it was going to be big juice if it was going to be Tyrael, so they're all taking a back seat, a gasp in shock that Mal'Ganis has been picked up. And there's that Chromie. I back it. Link spam has been fantastic on Chromie. This is going to be tough.
It's so much of a better comp. It's so much. That Raider just offers so much more damage than Zagora does. And Exterminator's still good. It still kicks ass in the minion wave. I love it. Way better draft.
Come on, Tetch. Who you picking? Out of these two drafts, which one we're going to side with?
Zul is really broken right now, so I'm going to lean more towards Molt, because they have incredible damage. They have a solid front line, with one of them not actually being too vulnerable to percentage damage. If Mustard plays the front line instead of the back line like a weirdo, I think their composition is significantly stronger. However, there is the potential for a very strong snowball comp if we see Rhaegar go for the Bloodlust this time, because Bloodlusted Leoric with Mithril Mace is hilarious.
So Zul's pick rate last season was like 1%, but he had a 75% win rate. So we'll see how that goes. Wow. All right. Prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It's game number 2 of our best of 3. And Tetcher, would you like to go first?
Absolutely. On the right-hand side, in the red trunks here, we're going to be seeing not even Klaus, with Link's Greymane going to be piecing out on that Leoric up the top. We have Link's Bam on the Chromie. We have Link's Cake Bomb going to be playing that Rhaegar. Ares on the Muradin, and trying to make it difficult, but not difficult enough. Forest Drunk is going to be on that Reyna.
And ladies and gentlemen, the boys in blue on the left-hand side, it's Mold level rising, and that stands for when you're so angry that it's turning you bald, you're molding. That's where that comes from. And
is this spelled with a T?
No,
like malt wine?
No, it's mold because they're going mold.
Oh, it is a D. My bad. I was pronouncing it malt.
That's okay. It's all
like
grand.
wine.
You're making them sound more exotic than they actually are. It's Timmer's playing the big grey man. We have Mustard out of his fridge, and in the top lane it's Zul. And in the bottom lane we've got Gabriel playing Mal'Ganis, Netterbeck as their mage on Mephisto, and likes to party 00 Sonic. It's Stukov. There you go.
These talents are something. So far, everything's on. We are seeing Shackler once again. Seems to like it. It's a shield cooldown, not anything bad there. However, let's start off with Reactive Ballista Pause coming in on the Stukov, going for the multi-hero weighted pustule and the instant bio kill switch cooldown reduction, aka about as much quick burst heal as you can get if you're lucky. He might die here, though. He's going to be focused down. We'll get away before even we see that Reactive Ballista Pause popped. But also, we're going to be seeing Deep Breathing by Chromie. She hit so many Dragon Breaths in that last game, she's decided to not even play the meta anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't need another Sandblast if she can just hit that Dragon's Breath. That's what she's thinking there. But I think what's interesting is they've taken Muradin away from Gabriel, and they've taken Reyna away from Timmers. Thinking we'll play your composition back at you. It's a much better draft. It's a lot more damage, but is it going to beat the macro play of or the synergy and experience of Mold level rising here, who are trying to play the map a bit better maybe?
We'll have to see as the game continues. We're starting to see the talent build starting to make sense. Stukov is going for as much sustain as possible with that biotic armor coming in here, not going for that cooldown reduction and mana regen. Zul once again going for that main tank build. Might of Sargeras is interesting. That's definitely a little off meta with that extra armor coming in for the Mal'Ganis. Gonna see that popped up here. Spite pretty normal on the side of Mephisto, though. We're seeing that cooldown reduction build being used to just absolutely decimate objectives.
Both teams taking the Fallen Shaman camps almost simultaneously. Timing's going to be pretty much bang on for this, as objective number 1 comes into the bottom lane. Bottom section is I think what I was going to say there, but I've opted for lane.
It's all good. That's where it pushes. Everyone knows what you mean. As Bam scouting out the bush via sand, going to be making his way in. Reyna and Leoric, though, they ported back to base, and as such, they're going to be very late for this objective, meaning an advantage, but only a slight one. I am quite surprised. Going to be going over to Mold.
This is going to be interesting because I mean there's no takedowns yet, and level 7 is going to land almost simultaneously as well. Mustard's taking a lot of damage from Forest Drunk there.
Gabriel playing far forward. Like you said, Mustard is rough. He doesn't have his sustain yet, so he's forced to back up. He's very reliant on that healing from Sonic. You can see Netterbeck, though, is doing a fantastic job with his damage output here, really playing this Mephisto very effectively. Multi-man sleep, though, that's bad news. Can they get away? Yes, they can. Greymane getting his quick wave walk in time.
Are they going to get Mustard? Are they going to get Mustard? What?
He gets away. Cake Bomb's in trouble. Punisher's about to stun. It gets distracted by the minions, though. They still get Rhaegar. And Greymane going to be able to Wraith walk back. Multi-man stunned by the Punisher. But now they're in danger. I'm not liking that we aren't seeing anyone from the side of not even Klaus moving up to that gate and just playing that tiny bit more aggressively, especially if it was Muradin or Leoric, to try and bait out auto attacks to slow down that push by forcing people to juggle tower aggro.
So there was a moment there, I don't know if you saw it, where Chromie's Time Trap prevented them getting the kill. That's the only time I've seen anything remotely that I could accuse of being a mistake from Chromie. But I don't know if it would have turned the fight, but it certainly would have helped.
That's cool. I completely missed that.
Yeah. Because of the Time Trap, they missed the kill. It was so close, so close, so close.
Hey.
G
We're gonna be seeing.
Sorry, on you go. Carry on.
We're going to be seeing Willing Vessel coming in from Leoric on that level 7, going for sustain. It's really an unusual talent, but there's only really one tank, so if he can just sustain through these fights, he's going to give Reyna and Chromie so much more space. Reyna, though, a little bit of trouble here. Needs to hit that Eve. He has it on cooldown. He is dead, so almost certainly did not. Cake Bomb will escape, though. But that is the risk you go against when you fight a Greymane Mal'Ganis. The disruption slows you down so much, and Greymane just eats you. Interestingly enough, though, the Greymane build is a little bit more unusual here. Insatiable and Quicksilver Bullet's going to come in here, so it's trying to stay at range, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what's going to change. Obviously, oh my gosh, Ares kiting them towards the base. Is it going to cost him his life?
These silencers have been so close to getting kills every single time, but have been just a tiny bit too slow.
So yeah, we're seeing the heroics come in now. We've got Durance of Hate on Mephisto. We've got the flailing swipe coming in.
Not failing yet.
Carrion Swarm from Mal'Ganis. We've got the Cursed Bullet on Greymane, and that's the Skeletal Mages of Zul. You a fan of the Skeletal Mages on a tank Zul, or would you still kind of go all in on Poison Nova?
The Skeletal Mages, I think, is fantastic as an overall, but if you're holding that main tank job, then Poison Nova is definitely a priority because of the sustain it gives you at level 20. But if you have enough protection, like the armor from the Stukov and a second tank, then I really do prefer the Skeletal Mages. It is just oppressive in team fights, having all those slows.
I mean, it's very big slows, for sure. And because they've got Gabriel as their main tank, yeah, I think the slow is probably more valuable. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Tetch.
Claim it in my name.
We'll just call it there. Agreed.
We're going to see the Skeletal Mages drop down here. Raider sends out the Hyperion, but the double root says, see you nerds, as we see Rhaegar and Muradin taken out.
Oh,
that was...
Chromie.
Okay.
Chromie. Just temporal loop on Mustard, brings him back, double Sandblast, see ya. Alt F4, QQ.
This is why I'm glad the Chromie Brawl isn't in anymore, because if I bet Bab in it, we would lose. As we see right now, the objective going to be taken. Man advantage still in favor of Mold Level Rising. They're just going to claim the objective right now and just get a massive, massive lead. You can see there's not going to be a contention due to Reyna heading down bot lane, Yorick soaking in mid lane, and Rhaegar heading down as well. They might try a double camp, and they should be able to get away with it, as only Zul is coming down to really contest.
I mean, the thing is, Netterbeck's getting huge value with that Durance of Hate. That was just disgusting. When he caught two people there was nothing they could say about it. It was just give up. Roll over, you're dead.
They have cleanse as well, but it just doesn't matter when you're getting multi-man shots like that. When I said Zul comes down to contest, I didn't actually expect him to fight. What? He's going to be taken out in the 3v1. Base check, get hit, I guess, as he goes down, and that is actually a big deal for Klaus. Having that man advantage, they are now going to be able to get every camp and still move back to contest the objective. However, smart move by Mold Level Rising, being a person down and having 38 out of 40 on the objective already. They're going to grab a Fallen Shaman camp to push with it, wait for the respawn so that they are pushing at full strength.
There's a lot of strategy at play here, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. We're seeing it all roll out. But the beauty of this is it means that not even Klaus can 5-man defend if they wanted to. But I don't think they're going to. It looks like Leoric's going to soak between lanes.
Makes sense. Getting that split soak, Leoric versus Zul going to be alright. Allow them to hold. The Frost Punisher going to disable that forward, and that's a big deal with the new tower changes. Durance comes out, just whiffs Ares.
A swing and a miss. And that's a breath of hope for not even Klaus. They're going to be able to clear this with relative few losses.
Gonna pull back. Like you said, incredibly fast clear speed.
Oh, this is cheeky.
Able to hold the lanes. This is very cheeky. Is it gonna work? They get it. There's the silence. No dwarf toss. Ancestral though. It's beautiful with the earth shield. That's the build we like to see. As we see the big stuns onto Tibbers. They're gonna try and turn this into a kill. Bats are coming out as Tibbers. Yes, 3 dragon breath. Lynx is on fire.
Oh my gosh, Timmers has thrown his keyboard out the window. He is not happy about that. That was a 4-man gank. They absolutely... Oh my gosh, Gabriel's fallen low, but he's now safe. He's going to hearth out to safety there.
They had a virulent reaction. What happened to the... Did he not have bio kill switch? Because the root didn't come out.
Nobody thought that it would be Mold Level Rising losing a hero there. Nobody thought that.
No, absolutely not. That should not have happened, but now they're in serious trouble. The sieging of Chromie plus Exterminator Raider means this fort is in real danger now, unless Ares overextends like this. Uh-oh, Dwarf Toss still available though, gets out.
Yeah, the changes with the game where towers and forts will now shoot you if you are seen to be damaging a hero in range is just outrageous. Everybody falls for it, everybody forgets it. And it's really threatening now.
Nice. Cheeky time stop there, but there's the root virulent reaction. Beautiful cleanse, but the Durance is still used. Perfectly timed there by Netterbeck.
Yeah, Netterbeck getting real value with that Durance of Hate. Oh gosh, so much damage going everywhere here. But it's not enough to get any further kills, and they only lose Lynx at this point.
I've been informed the root didn't land because Stukov missed the he waited pustule onto Muradin. Fair enough, I missed that. Fair enough, that's how Muradin was able to escape. And again, Rhaegar with the perfect timing with that lightning shield into ancestral healing. Again, moving away from the bloodlust that has become so meta recently to just make sure that people stay alive through all that burst. And really, with a cursed bullet on the board, can't blame them too much.
This is a closer game than last for sure. I'm secretly rooting for a game number 3 here. This could be drama. If they get more kills on Mold Level Rising, they could put themselves in a win condition here. Gabriel's sleep with Mal'Ganis is getting real value, coupled with Netterbeck's Durance. It's an unstoppable combo in the team fight. That's the W that they were looking for. That's the lockdown.
Perfect execution, no hesitation, easy lockdown. They're now going to make their way forward, making the most of these Impalers and the fact that they have a full lane with them. Khazara's reigning in the pain, and they're going to take down their second fort of the game, 2 forts to 0. And even though, exactly like you said, not even Klaus are playing a much better game this time, we still find them about a quarter of a level down and 2 forts behind.
As well as having half the amount of takedowns. That's the third objective of the game being started for the 3rd time in a row by Mold Level Rising, who are taking a lead with the Guardians. This is a difficult position again. I mean, I don't know how they win this. I'm rooting for them to.
There is absolutely a way they can win this, and it starts with an E and ends with an Entomb. Leoric needs to start landing these heroics and isolating people because he has not been in all these team fights and has not been able to get value out of that heroic right now. He's able to get Stukov though. He's separated him out from the rest of the team. Going to call him the time trap though, but that still separates the team. Where's the DPS though? Reyna is so far away from this fight. He's not even unmounted. He just refused to engage, and now his team might be punished for it. A good cleanse though will keep him alive. Cake Bomb saving Ares.
Lynx could only do, BAM could only do so much, but you're bang on there. We needed Rayner to be firing penetrating rounds about and kind of stunning the team, but he wasn't there. He couldn't be there. He was still mounted.
He's moved down to bot lane. Going to keep split pushing. Never even unmounted in that fight. Just hovered around in case the fight really started and moved down to bot lane. He's now going to make his way back up to the rest of the team. Their last remaining fort. It will die here 100%. Question more along the lines is, can a dive happen from the side of mold level rising? The safer move, of course, is to just siege this with Chromie and then back up behind the gate.
We now have Piercing Sands available on Chromie, so the damage output is increased. Let's see what happens. Wait, we don't have Buried Alive yet, though. We don't have that, but when it comes in, that could be game-changing as well.
Yeah, one of the most game-ending heroics. Reyna stepping up a little bit too far, fighting the Punisher in front of the gates. Now, this isn't as bad as it used to be, but it is still a pain. Good silence, preventing BAM from landing that follow-up damage. They will use these towers, and they will siege out this Punisher. That was a solid defense. They lost both the towers, but honestly, that was going to happen no matter what. And fighting that Punisher in front of the gate, it's not as bad as it used to be, like I said.
Yeah, there was a few piercing sandblasts there that were quite good. In comes a good Dragon's Breath. In comes the Entomb. Are they going to get Gabriel? They do.
Oh my god, though, Netterbeg just melts Rhaegar. The Entomb turned about by the Durance. Greymane is going to peace out as fast as he can. Ares, you don't want to be here. You're too close, man. He's going to back up. And that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
That was horrendous. I really thought Muradin was going down there, but he's getting trait value for sure. Second wind bringing him back up.
God, that feels nice, doesn't it? Just backing out a fight, just going, all right, do I need to pour? Oh no, I have mana. Doesn't matter how much health I have.
I mean, it is disgusting. It is disgusting sometimes. All right.
Level 19, Storm tier talents just hit now finally for Mold level rising. We see that anti-heal coming in for the Zool. Again, it's not the full synergy build for it, but honestly, against a Rhaegar of Ancestral, it's just amazing. We're going to be seeing, of course, that Hunter's Blunderbuss and a top off coming in for Stukov. Full heal, no controlled chaos. There's a lot of value here. And Mimic. This is the team melting talent coming in now finally from Mephisto.
So we've got Buried Alive. We have this.
Yeah.
This could be it. This could be what we need. They could push
Buried
top.
Alive, rewind.
I mean, it's 16 minutes. I don't know if it's enough time for them to get a keep back against their opponents, but it's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
There's one talent we should 100% be talking about here as well, and that is Execute. Top off for Stukov is good, but only when people are above 60% health. Whereas Execute, that is the kill talent. With Chromie able to get all that burst set up, Reyna will be finishing people off now. This is their chance. Like you said, they finally have those team fight ending talents.
So I mean, I can see a possibility for them, but Gabriel's not going to he's not going to make it easy. He's not going to make it easy for them. He's going to be doing, as we've just been displaying, hiding in bushes, waiting for opportunities. And they're going to take Ares next time. They're not going to make that mistake twice.
Absolutely. Gonna see the push in. Greymane's just going to straight up tank it, even with the armor reduction. Is the Yorick, he will do so, but that is going to massively weaken that bottom wall, which is exactly where the next objective is. You see the full team port.
Ooh, well, I mean, that's going to relieve pressure in top lane for them, I guess. But I mean, if they don't win this objective, that wasn't worth it. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. This could potentially be the last objective of the game. Our one chance, our one opportunity. Pause, yeah. Okay, well, I'll take us back here for a second to see our faces. Are you paused? Oh, you're frozen. I'll come back into the game. Hang on. Do. You still there, Tetch? I've temporarily lost Tetcher. I have temporarily lost Tetcher. That's incredible that I lose him during the same second. They can't message us because we're just observers. Red team is late for the objective again. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, so it's just me. I don't know what's happened to Tetcher. Tetcher has in fact disappeared. I'll try call. Wait, is he able to bring himself back in? Okay, well we'll wait and see if Tetcher rejoins us whilst I get back to this action as it unfolds here for everybody. So, down comes the tomb. It's massive. It's got a good silence. Chromie managing to put out as much damage as she possibly can. Manages to get a counter kill on Gabriel. And she's going to be able to continue poking. So this is a fight without a tank that they are not going to enjoy at all. And Tetcher's messaging me right now saying, son of a bitch, my internet went out. And he's going to be disgusted that he's missing out on this action. In comes a massive bone prison. The time trap trying to save Rhaegar. It's not going to be enough. Raynar goes down. I'm saying Rhaegar, I meant Raynar. Link's cake bomb is running for his life. Chromie time trapping just stasising just a little bit too early there. Now basically, as the audience were pointing out there, I think that was just being too late, just being a bit too delayed. Arriving to the fight too slow has made the difference there, because in terms of the team fight it didn't go too bad for them. That's Leoric back into the fight now. He's trying to bait the Punisher over to a better location. They managed to get a fantastic entomb. Huge amount of damage coming out from Chromie, but it's not enough. Cursed bullet from Timmers, ripping in a tearing straight through that team. It's disaster. It spells out a possible GG here. And with that loss, it could be this series. Leoric falling down again. It's Muradin by himself versus a 30% core objective and 3 members of an opposing team. He can't do it. He says goodnight, Vienna, and that is this series. It's game number 2. It's GG. Oof. And if I take you back here, what we're going to see is not Tetcher. So I will take us here for a second. In fact, I think I can take us here whilst I wait for Tetcher to come back. But he is missing. I've had lag before, but I've never had it disappear. That's what he's saying. Tetch is he's giving us information from the other side of the pond because he's over in America. That's what we're hearing. So if I take us over here, yes, this is the statistics of that game. It was 13 takedowns to 5. Netterbeck managing to evade death entirely in the face of his team. Gabriel, of course, being killed twice, which was entertaining to watch. Chromie, 67,000 damage, highest damage on the map, you know, and that's easy to understand because what a game she was putting in, for sure, absolutely. But of course, what matters most is over here on the overview. And to you, the viewer at home that entered the contest, I will now issue the points, so you'll see that appear in the Twitch chat in a moment. But over here, if I take us to this, let me just double check, where is it? Match, there we go. Blue team won that. And with that, that's 2-0. That's a clean sheet that Mold Level Rising have taken from their opponents. That's GG's for them, for sure. GG's.
Hello.
Oh, you're back? Are you back?
I think so.
You're there. And if I come over here, yes, I can see you. You're live. You're
Hello.
here. So what?
I'm still reconnecting on here. The internet went out. It just straight up died.
So here's the surprise. The game's finished.
Yeah, I heard. I came in just as you went. That's a GG.
Oh, wow.
What's the score?
So
it's 2-0 or is it 1-1?
It's 2-0. It's 2-0.
Damn it!
Yeah, I was all up for a third game. I was all up for it. That would have been fantastic. But we'll just have to see how those guys do next week. So, but what I'm going to do though, right, is I can this Sunday, right? You and I will come back because we're going to do a regular Sunday gig. Well,
yes.
We say we're going to do a regular week gig, right? We're
Yes.
going to pick a day and we're going to
Some
stick
point.
to it. We're going to pick a day and we're going to stick to it, right? But for this week, we're going to do Lynx Black of Lynx Gaming at 7 o'clock UK time, so that'd be 2000 CEST. And it's Division 1 Heroes Lounge, and it's multiple boomerang furries, nice name, versus Lynx Black, Lynx Gaming. Now I think that Lynx group, because Lynx Gaming have got their own Twitch and Lynx Gaming have got their own esports brand, it would appear, and I think some of the players that were in this game are part of that Lynx brand, so we're gonna go cast that in Division 1.
Nice. What's the other team, sorry? So it's Lynx Black, Lynx Gaming versus multiple boomerang furries?
That's the one. That's the one. And
okay.
I don't know if they've got a comedy logo or not, because, do you know...
I'm looking right now.
They do, yeah. Yeah. Are they Lynx?
Hell yeah.
They're Lynx as well? So there's Lynx Gaming people. I'd say I don't know who they are, but they're taking over. They're everywhere. So it's a... Multiple Boomerang Furries is also a Lynx Gaming brand of what looks like...
You should see their American division, Axe Gaming.
Oh, clever. That's British humour at its best, by the way. That is British humour at its best. So yeah, we'll check that out. Be nice though. You'll recognise him. He's a Division S player.
I do recognise. That's really cool.
Yeah, so he's playing on Lynx Black. So we'll check that out. So it's Sunday 7 o'clock. That's where we'll be doing that. And if you, the viewer at home, have any suggestions about what day of the week you'd like to see us get together to do this, it has to be a day that Tetcher's free though. Because
I do have prior commitments on a couple of days.
You've got your D&D, which I sometimes watch.
I have my D&Ds on Monday, and I play in another D&D on every Saturday, except for this one because I'm casting Valorant. Although I usually have D&D every other Friday, but as you said earlier, because quarantine. It's every Friday, yay!
Oh, for sure. So I mean that because of the whilst we're in lockdown and stuff, that's why I'm saying like Thursday nights and stuff might be okay. So I'm okay during quarantine if you want to make it Thursdays.
During quarantine, Thursdays would be amazing. After that, we can see how everything's looking.
Yeah, because I also I want to give you that space for Valorant as well. Like if that's what you're doing, I've seen a lot of Valorant streams today, as well that Heroes of the Storm players have been participating in, which has been interesting. But I haven't got a key yet to try it myself. I'm still waiting.
Just leave it open on your phone all the time. Just have a Valorant stream open.
I need to do that. That's true. Get one of those drops. I'm all registered everything in every other way. But no, that's grand. Well, listen, I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Same.
And I'm looking forward to this. As I say, we'll do that one on Sunday, 7 o'clock on Sunday. Okay. It'll run almost exactly like this. Is that what it is? It's 11 a.m. for you.
Yep.
Oh my. Right, okay. So is this just afternoon now for you?
Yeah, it's 12:16 over here.
Brilliant.
Yep,
okay.
Go have lunch, go swim in the pool.
You're lucky that you're locked down in a place that you can go swim in the pool. That is fantastic.
It's really not. I mean, if it wasn't for that pool, we'd all be having a miserable time because of the aircon being dead. That pool is a saving grace.
Sure. Okay, well, listen, I best not eat too much into your time. Let's find somebody and I'll raid our viewers over there.
Again, very sorry for the internet. I've had lags over the couple of days. It's the first time I've actually had a full death.
Oh, hey, no problem. I'll put them over to DNA Galaxy, and then hopefully he'll remember. All right, okay. Tell Galaxy I said hi, and say something about his KDA and something like that, because he gets upset about that. All right, and we'll see you guys on Sunday at 7. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you around.
Oh yeah. Final words. Subscribe to Halloween.
Oh yes, do that as well. I never do that. I never talk about that. I never do that. Jinxie Cat subscribed. That was ace of her. So I was delighted with that. Yeah, so that's our final words. Okay. What button do I push? Oh yeah, it's this.